Welcome to Riverbend Talon on WBGZ, brought to you by the Halpin Music Company.
And it's another Thursday night here in the downtown Alton area, the Riverbend area. How you doing tonight, Dennis? Uh-oh, I think I got the wrong one on. Try it again.
I wanted to do it.
There it is.
That way, I could have pushed the button, but...
Well, in any other studio I've been in, this would be mic 1. That would be mic 2. It's not really like that here.
You wouldn't have to cross your hands to do stuff.
Well, yeah, it's a little different than most studios, but that's all right. It's a challenge. So, hey, this is, by the way, this show is brought to you by Halpin Music Company. Been with us, 4 years almost now?
Oh, boy. Do we have to count years again?
We don't have to do that.
No,
They've been with us for a long time, and we thank them.
Since the beginning.
Since the beginning. In the beginning, there was Halpin, and then there was radio.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, yeah, they are. That company's been around here forever. And, I remember I got fond memories of the Sound Spot, going there after school and checking out all the gear I couldn't afford.
Right.
Walking in and drooling. But they've been supplying the school's band equipment for all the school children for
rent to own
many years.
Which to me,
awesome.
If I was going to get a kid into music, I would definitely go the rent to own route because you start on the flute and maybe not the flute, maybe the tuba.
Yeah.
You don't know.
But either way, it's all that money's going towards what's going to be there in the end.
What'd you have, drums?
I did not have drums.
Yeah.
I wish. I didn't. The drum set I own now is the first real
I'm
drum
talking
set.
like, kid drums even.
Oh, yeah. Well, I actually...
Tiny,
I had Pringles cans and coffee cans.
Oh, you made them.
I had homemade. It was do-it-yourself world.
Pots and pans.
But
that can be verified.
My good friends, the Nelsons, their daughter played saxophone, and they did the rent-to-own from Halpin.
Right.
And when she got older and decided, I don't want to play saxophone, they already owned the saxophone, so now their son is playing saxophone, and they're not paying for it.
Did they insure it?
They should have insured it through Matt Van Voorhis.
Right.
I tell you, I shouldn't. Since Matt's already heard the story, I'll go ahead and say it.
Okay.
I almost thought I was going to have another insurance claim with him. I thought I was going to have to call him.
Oh, man.
I'm going down the road heading towards Benton, Illinois. I'm in a motorhome with a U-Haul. I'm not going to say U-Haul. With a trailer, let's say a cargo trailer, but that's what you would picture, full of gear, full of PA gear. And it came unhooked from the motorhome.
I've had that happen.
Oh, man. At first, I thought it was
Safety
a flat...
chains help?
Yes. At first, I thought it was just a flat tire.
But it's not long before it wants to tip.
Luckily, right before my friend Jennifer was behind me, we're going down Highway 64, top speed, 55 or whatever, and she calls me and said, hey, I don't know what happened, but your trailer lights just went out, and that's what saved us. We stopped and checked the trailer lights, and as we were on the overpass, only doing about 20, is when it popped off.
You always have the luck on your side.
And I do, because had we been going down the road 60, that whole trailer would have flipped over, and it would have not been good. But luckily, I did not have to call Mr. Van Voorhis. There was no damage to the trailer. Or one piece of gear got a little damage, but I think we can fix it. So, but yeah.
You borrowed that piece, though, probably.
It was Jeff Nelson's. It was Jeff Nelson's, and he said it was just a potentiometer, as they call it, that was broke on it. So. Easy fix there. But thanks to Mr. Matt Van Voorhis. All that story just to say thanks for Mr. Matt Van Voorhis for making me feel comfortable even in that moment when I wasn't sure. I thought, I'll just call him and he'll take care of it.
Well, yeah. There's a lot of stuff he does that way.
That is true. That is
I
true.
could tell you some stories, but I don't want to put some people on the spot, so we'll just leave it at that.
He is.
But he saves the day every time.
He does. He
it's
does.
Not him.
And man, can he play that guitar? His band Stubblefield performed at an outdoor venue down there in Benton over the weekend. It was amazing. They sounded amazing like always. Big thanks to every band who came down there and played.
Yeah, Matt's picky like me. He likes to play right. He's not comfortable with not going well.
No.
You know what I mean? I get that 100%. I like to, be accurate.
Yeah. Well, I like
That's
to be...
That's why I don't play.
I was going to say...
Because I'm not accurate. So I can be accurate at, the front man thing. I got lots of time in there, but...
I would
pick up an instrument. I'd rather just do that in my room by myself.
I would like to be accurate, but if I only played when I was accurate, I'd never play because I'm wrong more than I'm right. But it's a lot of fun. And anybody out there who listens to this show and thinks, wow, there's a lot of musicians around this area. I would like to be a musician, but I don't know how. It's easy. I mean, I can't say it's easy to master, but it's easy to get started. Halpin gives lessons all the time out there, and they'll give them to you virtually in this time of COVID, or I believe they're back to giving in-person ones if you choose to do that.
Oh, did you turn me off?
No, I did
Maybe
not.
I did. I think this button's messed up, and I was playing with it. But yeah, you're right about Halpin. They're definitely there for you if you want to go that route. But I think, and this is just my personal opinion, anybody who's ever asked me about, specifically guitar, let's just start there. But you could probably apply this to any instrument. If you don't sit down and bang on it, you're never going to learn it.
No.
And, man, the times I spent just trying to push down the strings hard enough. You know what I mean? It hurts.
It does.
And you have to learn how to hold your hand exactly right, and you get so frustrated and you want to stop. You know what I mean? So if you can't get through that part of it, doesn't matter how many lessons you take. That's first thing you do. Pick up an instrument and just see if you can sit there for an hour or two trying to make a sound.
See if you enjoy it.
And then see if you do it tomorrow or the next day or a couple of days down,
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where I failed.
Well,
I didn't stick with it. I got a job, though, and I thought, well, I'll just do this. You know what I mean?
Right.
You should sing. Okay.
Yeah.
And then I realized it's just because no one else wanted to sing.
I feel simpatico with you on that one.
At that point, it was like 20 years it went by. Because no one's going to tell you that. No.
Well, I absolutely knew the very first band I was asked to join way back in junior high. I owned a guitar. People found out, so they thought that meant I could play the guitar. I couldn't even tune it. And they found out very quickly when they asked me to come to band practice. I didn't know what I was doing. And they told me flat out, well, nobody wants to sing, so you can sing. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, if there's no competition, I should go that route. It's a path of least resistance. So there you go.
Yeah, and then all them people tell you you're good. Oh, that was great.
Just because they don't want to do it.
It was... you guys rock. You guys rocked. And you're thinking, I don't think I even said 4 words that was right in that song. I think I was just kind of saying the words everyone knows, and I don't even remember what I said, quite honestly, but apparently that's rocking. So then you go out and you're terrible every time after that because that's what rocks, apparently. I don't know.
You've been reading my mail because you're telling my life story over there.
It's not life story. That's the reality of being a musician right there. That's anyone who tries. They're going to get a lot of false feedback. No one wants to tell you you're bad. Except Tenacious D, who showed up at my door the other day and said, you must stop. Because they told me 20 years ago, go for it. Rock until you drop. But in 20 years, if we show up and tell you to stop,
you must stop.
Then you must stop.
So, the only in all these years, we're talking about all the years we've jacked around and spent doing this, and all of those years, the only true musical lessons that I did take was when I was like 12 years old. I took 6 months worth of piano lessons from a lady named Miss Durbrow. I'm sure she's long past because she was really old then. But she said exactly what you said. If it doesn't matter how many times you show up to this lesson, if you don't spend at least 15 minutes a day practicing, you'll never get better. But if you spend 15 minutes a day practicing, then that's going to make you want to spend 30 because you're going to see improvement.
Right.
And she was right. I didn't spend my 15 minutes a day. I was a dumb kid.
And you can vary that. If you want to spend 30 minutes one day and an hour 2 days from then, I mean, it all adds up. It's just about putting in the reps.
Absolutely.
And, it's painful. That's all there is to it because it's terrible sounding at the beginning. And, that's when you need people around you. They're saying, oh, yeah, you're doing fine. even though you're not. Because that encourages you to keep trying. Right?
It does. There's been many instruments that I've attempted and just decided at the very, like you handed me a slide trombone one day. You knew that I always kind of wanted to play it. I don't know but you handed me one. And
that's fake news. You just picked it up.
There was a slide trombone at your house,
right,
and you gave me the opportunity by having one there, and I always thought I wanted to play one, and about 10 minutes into it, I realized I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm going to pass out because I'm apparently not doing this properly.
Speaking of properly, do we have a guest tonight? Maybe we should introduce that.
We're not doing the show properly,
right, yeah.
are we?
No, we're just hearing pigpen stories.
I'm sorry. POW Jr. 72.
Right.
That will be our guest tonight. They have a new recording. We're going to talk to them about how the recording process, where they recorded, and the few upcoming gigs that they have, because it's kind of crazy out there still. You know?
Yeah. But they're still doing the sea shanty sing-along tonight down at Morrison's, probably outside.
Awesome. Yeah,
Pretty sure.
I think they got it shut down still down there.
They update like maybe an hour before someone plays all weekend, so you're going to have to follow the link in order to figure out who's exactly playing this weekend down there, but they'll eventually get it out. Open mic still happening at Ragin Cajun. And that's an audition open mic there. You might get a gig out of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're looking for gigs, that's the place to go tonight.
Got Hollywood 5. They're
Awesome.
Playing at Fast Eddie's. I seen them loading in. Sean Garrett, 5 to 9 at Gino's 140 Club in Alton. Now, that's a new thing. And Sean Garrett's going to be doing it every Thursday night until they stop him, apparently.
Until they tell him
well,
no.
He said until further notice. So,
until Tenacious D shows up and says, stop. No, I don't.
But, Gino's, that's the first time we've mentioned them having live music.
Yeah, that's
right?
good.
And they've done like everyone else. They got tents and everything set up outside. So maybe that's the inspiration for having a guy out there to play some acoustic guitar. They got a little more room, right?
Absolutely. There you go.
Trying to find the positives, Big Ben.
There you go. You got it. That was a good one. We got Sam 4, 7 to 9 p.m. at Georges Local Brew. 15-year-old guitar slinger, and man, already good. Saw his band Synapsis this weekend, where it was just him and Drew Robertson on drums doing a 2-piece. Boys tore it up. Completely tore the house down, even though there was no house because it was an outdoor gig. We got Scott Marlin, 6:30 p.m. tonight at the Old Herald Brewery in Collinsville, Illinois. And then finally, Soulshine Groove. That is 6 to 9 p.m. at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville.
That's what's happening on Thursday night that we were able to find, and that's changing by the minute. Seems like
minute to minute, exactly. You never know what's going to go down.
Yeah. So then on Friday night, they're doing the DJ karaoke thing at Third Shoot in Alton. Nate Sickmeier and company and the Truckers at Fast Eddie's. Nate Sickmeier doing 3 to 7, the Truckers 8 to 12. Haze Bond, 8 p.m. at Chez, Marilyns in downtown Alton. So we had him as a guest last week, and they talked about this show coming up. So here's your chance, Alton.
Yeah.
Get down there and support Haze Bond. You've heard him right here.
I saw him 2 times this weekend. They did two sets, and best I've seen them.
You're plugging your festival more after it than you did.
I'm plugging the bands. I'm just saying how good the bands did. I'm not a good promoter. I'm the most backwards promoter ever. I'm just the bands. Haze Bond. I've always liked those guys, but
especially when they play for free.
Yeah. But they tore it up out there.
Pianos on the Patio with Charlie Brockus and Jason McAtee down at Ragin Cajun on Friday night from 7 to 11. The Grand Band out at Baker's and Hale from 7 to 11 on Friday. Adam Gaffney, 6 to 10 at Bella Vista Winery in Maryville. Fedorable, 6 p.m. at the Cabin at Judy Creek and Glen Carbon. Here's a Nashville native, Raquel Rae, live on the rooftop. 7 to 10 at George's Local Brew in Jerseyville. I believe they all play on the rooftop. But
it usually says the patio.
She put it in there, so maybe it's different. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
awesome.
She's up here from Nashville, apparently. Not recording artist Nashville, just lives in Nashville.
All right, man.
Well, I could be wrong. Maybe she's got a contract. I didn't see that. But
Well, there you go. But on the rooftop,
on the road.
and I'm going to say
Gotta help the road gigs.
if I'm George's Local Brew and all of those on the patios are actually a rooftop patio, I'm going to be putting that up there because that just sounds cool.
We'll have to have someone tell us what's going on. Scott and Karl at the loading dock on Friday night at 6. Flip the Frog at Dock Holidays and Cottage Chills at 9 o'clock on Friday in the Vault. 6 p.m. at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville to wrap up a Friday night around the River Bend. And on Saturday, back at the Jacoby's Art Center, is the Sanctuary Sound Bath.
Awesome.
So they sold out the last show, and they're back for more.
Excellent.
You can bathe there again, Pig Ben. It's been about, 2 or 3 weeks since you had one, so I'll get back down there and
That smells about right.
get a sound bath. Don and John's acoustics were canceled down at Chez, Maryland. I want to point that out. Not happening.
Anthony Nanny and Company, 3 to 7 p.m., and then the Truckers, 8 p.m. at the Fast Eddie's Bon Air in Alton on Saturday night.
Eyes Within with Charlie Brockus at the Ragin Cajun from 7 to 11 on Saturday. Tanglefoot doing 7 to 11 at Baker's and Hale and Godfrey. Midwest Avenue up at Georges Local Brew in Jerseyville from 7 to 10. And Flip the Frog playing at the Charcoal House where you get a nice steak in Jerseyville. They'll be playing at 7 o'clock.
We got the Rat Rod Show and helicopter rides, plus the Tie-Dye Band. That's 1 p.m. And the Outlaw Opry, 7 p.m. That's all at the Hog Pit. So
Saturday.
Rat Rod Show, so that's cars, and then helicopter rides. That's obviously self-explanatory, unless that's the name of a band, which I don't think it is. And then the two bands, Tie-Dye Band, 1 p.m., and Outlaw Opry, 7 p.m. That is an all-day event going down at the Hog Pit in Grafton, Illinois,
so if
on
you see,
Saturday, September 12th.
Extra helicopters flying around out that way, you'll know what's going on now.
Absolutely.
You won't have to head to the basement or anything. Just
start hiding. Yeah, they're on me again, man. They've been following me all day.
Well, there were a few dead lots where we headed for the hills. And then we realized, they're throwing out drugs. That's where it's coming from.
They're on our
Anacin.
side.
Anacin.
Yeah, Bayer. Yeah, right. Ibuprofen, all that stuff. Oh, man. Pennsylvania Slim Duo is happening this Saturday from 3 to 7 p.m. at the Grafton Winery.
Who else but the Yacht Rockers at the loading dock, 4 p.m. on Saturday. Lead Sled, 7 o'clock at the Oyster Bar in Grafton. The Grand Band up at Wild Pickers in Chesterfield from 6 to 10. And Hunter Sharp, 6 p.m. at the Prairie Inn in Dorsey, Illinois.
We've got Spice It Up happening from 3 to 7 p.m. at Mike LaRosa's Cabana Bar in Portage de Sioux, Missouri. And we've got the Shrimp Boil. I don't know if that's a food or if that's a band, but we've got
something you get on your leg.
Right. That's something you need to see a doctor about.
Right.
Could I get the shrimp boil lanced?
Right.
I don't know about that. But there is a shrimp boil from 12 to 7 p.m., so I'm assuming that's some food. But what do I know? Right. Dale Pap, 2 to 6 p.m. But all of that is at Whodats in Collinsville.
Yeah. Keep going down there. I want you to do that one.
All right. We got Bangalicious. I have not heard this one.
Right, that's why I had to get you on.
I really like that one.
I knew you would.
Bangalicious is playing from 7 to 11 p.m. at the Bella Vista Winery in Maryville. And it sounds like fun, whatever it is. It sounds good and fun.
Or tasty.
Tasty and fun. Bangalicious. I like all of that stuff.
The last one on the list for Saturday, Dave Horton Acoustic Country, 2 p.m. at the Foundry in Edwardsville. And we move on now to Sunday, where Anthony Nanny and Company do it 1 to 5 and Cross the Line 6 to 10 at Fast Eddie's Bon Air in Alton. Scott and Karl 2 to 6 at the Grafton Winery. Jake Weber and the Lonesome Drifters, 10 a.m.
What?
10 a.m.
What?
Because later, Lefty Preacher Sampson's playing at 2 p.m. at the Hog Pit in Grafton. They are partying down at the Hog Pit this weekend.
They are partying down there, but I don't know Jake Weber that well. I'm going to be honest, but
He's a professional pigpen.
He's at 10 a.m. I always picture him passed out at 10 a.m. on a Sunday. Passed out, hungover, one of the two. But there you go.
Will help him.
Jake Weber and the Lonesome Drifters, 10 a.m. That is an early gig.
The Jarrells in at 3 o'clock at the Loading Dock. Jonathan Baker, 2 p.m. at the Oyster Bar in Grafton. B&B Strings, 2 to 6 at Wild Pickens in Chesterfield. The Grand Band, 2 p.m. at Copper Dock Winery in Pocahontas, Illinois. The Skylark Brothers, 3 to 7 at Mike LaRosa's in Portage de Sioux, Missouri. And Scott Marlin back at it 2 to 6 on Sunday at Who Dat's in Collinsville. Go ahead, you can do that.
We got, here it is, DC Cusinale. DC Cusinale.
That'd be right. Pretty close.
2 to 6 p.m.
at Cusinale, but
Cusinale. DC Cusinale.
Right.
Cusanalli.
Looks Italian.
Yeah, looks Italian. Oh, mamma mia, that's a good name. No, I don't know. Anyway, DC Cusinale.
2 to 6.
2 to 6 p.m. at the Bella Vista Winery in Maryville, Illinois on Sunday.
And then Lanny and Julie, 3 o'clock at Big Daddy's in Edwardsville to wrap up a Sunday here in the River Bend. We got a couple Mondays in here, a comedy talent show, as a matter of fact.
Awesome.
7 to 9 at St. Bart's Church in Granite City. Not sure where that's at, but appreciate the invite.
And that's a comedy talent show, so
Right.
you don't know what's going on up there.
Nope.
Awesome.
And then back at it, Dave Horton Acoustic Country, 5:30 p.m. at the Yellow Dog in Warden.
I have had some good nights at the Yellow Dog.
Yes,
It's
you
been
have.
many moons ago, but I've had some fun times up there.
That's our weekend.
That, you know what? Considering the current situation in this world, not bad. Not bad, people.
no.
Thanks so much for trying. I hope everybody out there is doing their best to not go completely crazy because, you know.
And if you're one of those folks like me who is a little nervous about getting out still, just click on some of these links at cottonmouth.org and you'll see that a lot of these places have some great things in place for your safety, and they're definitely adhering to things. And then there's some places who are not, so you might want to check out some links. I'm just saying, there's pictures. There's pictures.
You know, we're not all the same, and
No.
the world would be boring
No.
if we were.
Exactly.
And you know, so
It's our job to report. We're not taking sides.
and not taking any sides. We're saying be as safe as you feel you can be out there, and don't let yourself go too crazy.
Trying to include each and every one of you because we're all just a little different.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Anyway, I had an axe in my hand the other day saying that, and I thought I need to get out of the house for a while. Hey,
I'm just dull.
we also just to throw it out there, a couple of things that are coming up. I had it pulled up on my phone to be better at this, but the Earth Tones Festival is happening.
Yeah.
This year it's going to be just a little bit different. It's September 19th, and it's going to be like a drive-in movie style thing going on, if I believe right. So right there at the parking lot at the corner of Landmarks Bank and Henry Street, same place that the farmers market's usually at. Going to be some things going down there. Also,
That's like a drive-in video concert or something, right?
yeah,
At Tones. There's not going to have bands and shutting down the street and all that
No,
stuff. I don't
no,
think.
they're not doing the bands. They're not shutting down the streets, but they are going to have it where you can pull in and feel sort of safe about seeing a live concert on video.
Which means you can still get to Germania Brew House. They got a drive-through right there, and then that's
go.
why you're wanting to head downtown.
Yeah. And then also coming up, and we'll talk more about this coming up, October 2nd and 3rd, Bush Fest is still happening.
Yeah, that's
So
a big weekend. That's a Rat Run weekend as well.
That is,
And that is a huge, huge bash. They got a Daredevil over in Portage de Sioux who's going to do a jump on Sunday. And he's doing all kinds of stunts all weekend long at 2, 4, and 6 each day. I think it's Saturday and Sunday are those. I forget his name. It's on the website, cottonmouth.org. A couple of bands playing all weekend, and it's the Rat Run. Any motorcycle riders out there know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the Rat Run.
And a Daredevil. I mean, I don't know about you, but growing up, like I got to see Evel Knievel jump Bush Stadium in like the late 70s.
I seen
maybe
Joey
early 80s.
Chitwood out at Godfrey Speedway. Remember Joey Chitwood?
I don't remember Joey Chitwood.
He was a legend. 2 wheels is what I was always impressed seeing those guys get up on 2 wheels in a car.
Yeah.
And go around that dirt track.
Oh, yeah. Insane. And
Lots
so
of explosions and stuff.
I just took, like year before last, I took my daughter to see one of the truck extravaganzas over at the Dome, and they're a lot different than when I was there. They were flipping cars backwards. They were doing the 2 wheels and stuff, which was impressive as could be. But as I watched this person flip a truck and land it, I thought, how many trucks do you crush before you land the first? That's an expensive hobby to get into or sport to get into.
It reminds me of watching television growing up, because really, that's what every show was about that I watched. I mean, shows like Dukes of Hazzard and Chips and and $6 Million Man. They're just crashing stuff and chasing each other. That's pretty much the whole show. And I mean, they tore up some cars.
You can't.
My dad used to cringe watching that stuff. Going, that's a nice car for him to be tearing up. It's a '68, blah blah blah.
You can't find a Dodge Charger.
Right.
The Dukes, they
No.
tore up every single
True.
one of that year.
And all the movies, Smokey and the Bandit, and all those movies, they were all about chase scenes and
smashing up them cars.
Yep.
Yeah. Pretty fun stuff though. If you've never taken,
that's before they had CGI, and they really did it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was all real.
Now that stuff's not even real when you watch it. Kind of like this, maybe this Matrix we're in. I don't know.
I feel like
knows?
it's almost time for POW Jr.
It is.
72.
It is. I'll be slipping into Conspiracy City here pretty soon if we don't.
I got a conspiracy for you.
Oh, well, what is a conspiracy? That's the first thing I want to ask you. That's when a bunch of people sit around and come up with an idea and then put it out there. Now, see, this ain't a conspiracy if you're going to tell me, because me and you did not sit around and talk about what you're about to talk to. But for some reason, that type of stuff has now become a conspiracy theory, but yet it's not. It's just someone repeating something they've seen.
I forward all. I share them all. I don't read them
Right.
before I share them. I just share.
It's just frustrating to me. But a conspiracy theory is, what I said it was.
Well, there you go. So, it is 6:31 in the downtown
Are we gonna have
Alton
time?
area. We're gonna get a quick commercial break in here, and then we will come back with POW Jr. 72.
Riverbend Talent, brought to you by Halpin Music Company and by Mr. Matt Van Voorhis of Macias Insurance. I'm Dennis.
And I am Pigpen, and we are here with POW Jr. 72. Welcome back to the studio, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, yeah.
We had you guys on probably about a year ago now.
January.
Was it January? There you go. We had you on back in January, and so I'm going to introduce you just so that everyone knows who we're talking to. I got River playing the bass player. Hi, River.
Hello.
We got Mike, the lead guitar player,
Hey there.
and Philip, the guitar player / singer. Vokes. We'll say /Vokes. It sounds cool. Anyway, and there's no percussionists in the room. And the odd thing is, the last time in January when you were here, there was no percussion. What are you guys doing to your drummers to run them off?
We can't tell that secret because then we won't be able to get another one.
I heard you get really handsy at the Christmas parties.
It's true.
I heard you.
I thought it was just at all the parties.
Well, and in the studios, I'd go to get his nipples, and I'd just grab a handful of junk.
You drink too much, and you get handsy. It's just the word on the street. No,
it's true.
You guys, in January, you were looking for a drummer when you were here, and thanks to our show, because you guys came on this show and had the courage to put it out there. We need a drummer, and just lay your heart on the lines. A guy called. It was just because of the show. I just want to say that.
Well, actually, he was supposed to audition the day before we did the interview.
No, he didn't even hear about you guys.
You're ruining the whole.
Oh, yes, you're right. My bad.
Like people know who you are. Come on.
That's why we're here.
Right.
So you were looking for a drummer. You ended up getting a drummer.
Yeah.
And you made an album with that drummer.
We did.
true, yes.
We did.
So tell us about this. You went over to Gaslight Studios. Tell us about your experience at the Gaslight Studio.
It was
amazing.
Very laid back, and
Yeah.
we just had a great time doing it. I mean,
I think the whole setup of the thing, because it's like a bar, restaurant in the front, and then studio in the back. So we're kind of like, okay, let's have a couple beers, let's chill. And then we went back there, and it was like, okay, this seems really, personable.
we seemed. I think it was a little tense at first because we were all just a little bit nervous, and plus we had a little bit of undue stress before we actually went in.
Yeah.
But all that aside, we went in and we was just a little nervous. But once we got comfortable, we tore the roof off it. It was like it happened. It was magic.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I'm pretty satisfied with the product that we have.
Oh yeah.
And everybody that's listened to it is like,
That's you.
that's you. Yeah, that's us.
So it's like that's probably a good
Right.
thing. Wait, that's you guys? Like,
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. It's like, yeah, it's us. We're like,
Yeah. So we just once we got comfortable, it was on.
Yeah,
And-
once the nerves were down.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of songs we had to do a few times, but there was probably one or two that were like one take, perfect.
yeah.
It's like, okay, next. And we're like,
Yeah.
all
Yeah,
right, cool.
sounds good to me. So move on.
That's me at every date. One take done. Oh, wait a minute. What am I saying? So you guys. So the Gaslight Studio is set up. At least one of the studios is set up where you're recording your album, but people are basically looking through a piece of plexiglass while they eat dinner and watching you record your album.
We kept the curtains closed on that one.
Yeah,
we weren't ready for.
Well, there wasn't that many people there,
exposure.
actually.
Yeah, true that.
There was
true
only
that.
like 4 people there, and like 2 of them were bartenders. And
Yeah.
so we're like, sweet. So when we could just go up to the bar and get our own beers and come back to the studio. But then by the time we were wrapping it up, the place started filling up with like a dinner crowd, and we're like, hey, we're done. Cool. Have a couple drinks and let's enjoy
Unwind,
ourselves.
yeah.
And that's another it was really kind of cool because, when we get together to do our practices, we usually have a few beers, we practice, have, smoke breaks, a few beers. So it was really kind of like, oh, this kind of fits with us, you know?
Yeah.
We were in a place that they were okay with us smoking and drinking, so we're like, this is just like practice, only
We
on
do,
record.
we do 2 or 3 takes if we needed of a song, and then he'd be like, well, you want to do a couple more, or do you want to listen to it? I'm like, well, let's...
the listening to it was that was the part that was just like, oh shit, this is real. Okay.
Wow, yeah. And because when you got the headphones on, you can't really, it doesn't give you the whole...
Yeah, I mean, the mix in the headphones it was the hardest thing to overcome. But I'll tell you the truth, there was a few times we were like, we didn't have the levels on the drums up, or the bass was too low, or you couldn't really hear it, or I'd hear him whispering, and I'd be like, what's going on? And then we started adjusting, and it's like, oh. But then we went back and actually listened to how we recorded, like, half deaf to it. We're like, that's not that bad. And it's like, yeah, you guys did pretty good for not hearing each other. We're like, I guess we played these songs enough.
Right.
I'm Rick James.
Yeah. He kept yelling at the drummer through the glass. Like, he's in there, he's like, hey, what's up? And we're like, talking to the microphone. He's got the heads. He's like, I like yelling at his face. And we're like, okay, whatever you want to do.
They're like, you have to talk into the mic. I'm like,
He can't hear you through
yelling
that.
at his face. Because he couldn't hear me.
Yeah, he just kept like, are you talking to me? Like, I don't. And Phil's way away from
Then
the mic.
it was a sweat box too. There was no ventilation in there. He looked absolutely miserable.
Yeah, we put him in the hot box for sure. He did a great job, but it was just like one of those things where it's like, man, I don't feel sorry for you at all, but damn, that looks like it's shit in there. Yeah. Sorry, I keep doing that.
Making marks. You're making me work hard.
I apologize. I will keep that in mind.
So, you guys chose not to have the dining room. That was what my lead up question, asking if it was set. I knew it was kind of set up that way, and I was going to ask how it felt to be recording with like people. Oh, the prime rib's really good tonight.
I don't think we was quite ready for that. I think we were, I mean, probably now we could do it. Now that
honestly, I just didn't want to touch anything in there except I was like, I'll let you guys set up. We're not touching the curtain. Okay, leave it shut.
So now that you've been through the process, you feel a little more comfortable with the idea of doing that. Yeah.
And since the recording, we've just been spilling out new song after new song after new song. It's just like, I don't know where it's all coming from, but it's amazing. And we're riding this wave. I mean, that's all there is to it. Surf's up.
We'll probably be back in the studio, if not by the end of the year, but probably by January again.
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I mean, it's just coming.
A few more things coming.
They're coming out.
The line, so
we've got a new song called "Thread the Needle" that's just amazing.
Oh my
god! Pretty good.
Kiddo wrote a song called "Dad Song," and
I wrote
it was the day before the studio. He hits me with it.
He starts tearing up. And I was like,
gushing like.
It's like, oh no, and he's like, we don't have it yet. But I'm like, okay.
We actually did record it, but we didn't put it on the CD
Because
yet.
it was only like the second or third time we'd ever played it, so we're like, yeah, we'll work on
And
that.
the drummer had never even heard it because I played it the night before we went into the studio, and the drummer wasn't there.
Which he didn't show up for.
Yeah, and so he hadn't heard it yet, and then we were all outside on a smoke break, and Dad was like, oh, hey, we need to do your song, kiddo. And I'm like, oh, okay. And the drummer was like, wait, what song?
It's like, get them ready, buddy, because they're coming.
Yeah.
It happened like that.
So how long did you have at Gaslight Studio to make your recording? Was it a one evening type deal?
Yeah, we
8
took the whole
hours.
day. We took
like
8 hours.
an
8 hour
They
day.
gave us a good deal, the COVID special, as they called it, or whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I was like, yeah, well, let's just go in and
Hang
use
out.
Yeah. Just the whole 8 hours, So we did 5 songs, or 5 originals, and then
We threw in a couple of covers and stuff.
and then after that we were like, okay, it's free for all. We got 3 hours left. Let's just go mess around. Throw some covers out there and just maybe have B-sides or whatever.
Well, I mean, we were also going to think about like maybe putting the covers on like a CD and then like,
Give it away.
hey, if you buy a shirt, you get this CD for free, because it's like, hey, we can't really
Can't really sell it,
Yeah,
but
copyright laws.
So, it was like, but if you buy a T-shirt, you might get this one free or something.
However, we threw a cover version of Lucky by 7 Mary 3, and
It was probably the best song of the day.
When we did it, I wasn't thinking too much about it, and I think we did it in 2 takes.
It was 2 takes,
And,
because you forgot the words out of one part, and we were like, oh, well, we'll just do it
like
again.
when we heard the playback, it absolutely was
Everybody
probably the
was
best
like,
song of the day.
What just happened there?
Yeah.
Like, it was kind of like.
And so then we
spooky
compared
good.
it to 7 Mary 3s, and we're like,
I think we did
could
better.
just smack them, 'cause we did it better. We wore it better.
You hear that, 7 Mary 3? We're coming for you. Wherever you are, back in the '90s still. Like, I don't know.
So I'm going to give you guys. I'm going to educate you here, okay?
All right.
You can't sell that CD because it's covers and there's copyright laws.
Right.
However, there's this thing where if you go back far enough, it's called, what is it's
Public domain.
Public domain. I almost said eminent domain, and I knew that was wrong. So you got to do songs like Jimmy Crack Corn and I Don't Care, or London Bridges Falling Down. But if you put the right Jimmy Crack Corn and I Don't Care,
I think Happy Birthday is now on public domain now.
Yeah.
this next song is about a place called London Bridges, and they're falling down. Yeah, I mean it's all about the attitude, right? So
Right.
I'm trying to teach you how to sell cover tunes.
Okay, yeah, definitely.
You might need this later in life. I don't know.
We also had an idea that we were gonna go through what was it?
Spotify and
Spotify.
iTunes.
Just for that one song because we liked it so much and it sounded so good and it was like I think they had like something where they would pay for all the stuff and then,
Spotify, yeah.
They'll pay their percentages out for you.
Yeah, they take care of all
and it was
that,
just more of a
so.
way to get our name out there. We weren't looking to make any money off it by any means.
Right.
It was just like we were just so proud of it. We're like,
Yeah.
I bet you if
I
anybody
keep
heard this,
this.
they'd like it because I mean I listened to it a bunch. I'm like, I can't. Really? Did we do that?
I know, right? Yeah.
So who did you work with over at Gaslight? Who was your producer?
Rick Wagner
Rick Wagner.
did our recording and our mixing.
He's a cool
Yeah.
cat, man.
Yeah, really good. We sent him a
no.
list of notes.
I don't think you can say this on the radio.
Well, we could
okay.
Bleep it out.
say something to a facsimile thereof. Anyway,
We were drunk one night
we all
were
sat
taking
down with
notes.
notepads and
Taking notes on what we would
On what we'd like to change
Maybe the
on
vocals a
each
little
song,
higher in this
you know.
part. Maybe
Yeah.
less
Add a
on the
little more
drum.
bass.
Maybe more on the snare. I don't know. Stuff like that.
So-
take this out, take that.
My
and-
fiance had started combining the 3 of our notes onto
Yeah.
one piece of paper.
And I think I said something like, "Can we? Oh yeah, put this down. Make Phil sound less gay."
less gay.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Okay," and he writes
So he
something
writes on the
explicit
pad-
down.
Writes on the pad, take the out of Phil's mouth. And
This dude
I
sent
didn't.
it.
I didn't proofread the note.
And
I
we
sent
were
it
all
off
drunk.
to Rick. And
I was like,
rest
I
is
wonder how he
history.
wants to take that one.
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to use some compression to
Yeah,
do that.
exactly. It's gonna make it sound less muffled. You know?
Right now, he sounds like. And we're going to.
He starts yelling at us the next time. He's like, "What do you guys do that for?" We're like, "Oh, we told you. You were just a little buzzed. You don't
Yeah.
remember." He's like,
Yeah.
"I didn't proofread that. I sent it right to him."
Yeah, I sent it
Like,
right to him.
There
I'm sure
you
he's got a
go.
good sense of humor.
Yeah.
He didn't seem to.
Yeah, he didn't say anything about
We
it
showed
when
up
we
to
went in for
get it mixing.
Yeah.
He wasn't like, "Hey." I see you got
Right.
that out. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So did the overall experience? And now he didn't master it though. He recorded it and mixed it and sent it away.
Yeah. Sent it right with us with a hard drive
up to
And,
Kenosha.
well, then I took the hard drive and sent it up to Kenosha.
They sent that up to Kenosha, and riot started over it. I understand.
Yeah, pretty much because of our album.
I don't know if that's true.
No, probably not.
We don't know it's not true. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
True that.
You can't prove that it's true, or you can't prove that it's not true.
True.
I mean,
right.
I don't want to be responsible for it.
Would you go? Would you guys go back to Gaslight?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
it's
So
definitely.
good.
you
It's
enjoyed?
definitely-
You thought it was a good experience.
Oh, it was
It
wonderful.
was very, it was a very comfortable experience, and even with the curtain, but I think I could do it just fine because
Yeah.
it's not like there's people. It's not like fish in a tank or anything.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, hey, we're a live band. We're playing this stuff.
Well, this being
Sounded
our
like a
first-
euphemism when you're like, I'm cool playing with the curtain back. I'm not sure what the kids mean when they say that, but I'm sure it's something weird.
Open the curtain.
Definitely.
So,
Well, the odd thing was, like in the studio, if the curtain would have been open, they would have just saw my back because I was right next to the window.
Yeah,
So it would have been
yeah.
like, this is easy. I don't know what you guys are freaking out about.
Right.
I've eaten there. It just looks like a people aquarium. It's
Yeah.
not a big deal. You
People
know?
going on
aquarium, yeah.
Can we feed them?
Don't tap
feed-
down the glass.
Don't tap the
It
glass.
says
Startles
don't
them.
feed the musicians right on there. So yeah. You guys back to looking for another drummer though. Now that this project's over, the drummer's gone his own way, and so you're here. You are back again, wanting us to find you a drummer.
Right.
We're really hoping it can work this time. Can we do some extra?
Yeah. Get a little more out there this time. I don't know.
I don't think we can make it work out this time. You know, I mean, I've only got so many drummers to throw your way.
Right. Well, I was at an open mic a couple
Last
weeks ago. Was it last week?
Last week.
And there was this young lady there that was just amazing.
Oh, yeah, she was
and
really good.
I was like, whoa. You
Oh,
know,
don't
and
forget
so,
that
like,
Miss Sarah was there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sarah from the Dead Roses, your favorite.
yeah.
She was there.
She was
She was
there.
schmucky.
She was hanging out with us.
And this girl was amazing. And I was like, Sarah, we ought to try to get her for you guys. I mean, she's good. And well, it turns out that years ago, before Mike even joined the band, we played a place in Belleville. And well, my stepbrother at the time was the drummer, and he had just a little bit too much to drink before the show. And so we kind of called our show early. And this friend of mine, Jerry, he asked if he could play guitar, and I was like, sure. So he gets up on stage, he starts jamming on the guitar, and this guy comes up to me, I didn't know him from Adam, and he says, hey, you mind if I, tinker around on the drums? I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead. He's like, I play drums. I was like, okay, go ahead. So he starts jamming with Jerry, and I'm like, dang, the kid left his bass. So I got up there, and I'm jamming along with him. Well, it turns out that the girl that was the drummer ends up being this guy's daughter.
Oh wow!
Yeah, from years ago. So I was like, wow.
Comes
So
full circle.
then I kind of hit her up. I was like, hey, what do you think about jamming with us? And she's like, I'd love to jam. And I was like, okay, cool. And then ghosted. So yeah.
Drummers.
Yeah.
Nah.
But I don't know. It might
then
have
there should-
possibilities.
Well, I
but
think that she also was going to try out for the
yeah,
Dead Roses. So.
she might
Well-
as well try out with the Dead Roses.
And
Drummers.
all I gotta say is, if we don't find a drummer, we always got one that we can mold, because he's 9 years old.
Right.
Little Connor.
My best girl, Jenny, her nephew is really getting into drums now. And so, for stinks and giggles, we were like, yeah, hey, get back there on the drums and just give it, the old bass pedal. Boom, boom. And then the kid rips out.
7 Nation Army.
Doon, 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 doon.
Yeah.
And he's loving it. And it's
He's
like,
just like, yeah.
I can do this. I can do this.
And we're like, yeah, it's real easy. So
Yeah,
we've
so
done
now
that a
if
few
he-
times with him.
He's like,
so.
I want to be the drummer. I want to be the drummer.
Right at 9.
Yeah, and he's
ready
really
for
we,
good.
we had him last night at the open mic, and the folks loved it. They're like, that kid rocks.
They always
But
like
not
it.
Kid Rock.
Well, thank you. So you say the open mic? You guys have been hitting some open mics
Oh, yeah.
during the quarantine. That's one of the ways to.
Yeah, it's about
to
the only
keep yourself out there.
Yeah.
What open mics have you been hitting?
Oh, well,
Was it
there's...
Kurt Copeland's?
Yeah, Kurt Copeland
Seven?
from...
Sunday Fun Day.
What is it,
Roaming
Roaming
home. Yeah, roaming home. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not the Sunday one, but the Wednesday one.
Yeah, the Wednesdays.
7 in Belleville.
Yeah, at 7
Oh,
in
there you
Belleville. And he just did one in Collinsville Tuesday but it's just going to be like the last Tuesday of every month.
Right.
So I might try to start getting out there as well. But he's something else in his own right. I mean, he's just great. I love his energy.
funny guy.
He's just amazing. Just
All three
amazing.
of those guys
yeah,
are just
well,
awesome.
yeah.
I
They've
love
become
them
kind of
all.
quick friends with us. And
Yeah.
like, dude, I'll go out and see them on the weekend sometimes. They're
Sure.
like, hey, man, you want to play? I'm like, no, I don't know. I'll come out and play.
Yeah.
I'm just drinking. You can do your thing. It's like,
Yeah.
sure. I'm like, yeah, just do your thing. But
Yeah.
like, they know us. They recognize us. They love having us.
Oh, yeah.
It's nice, to have more musical friends out there. that are-
Absolutely.
Camaraderie.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got an open mic. Dennis would probably get this right, and I'm going to mess it up. What's the Raging Cajun one where it's a tryout? Is that Friday? Thursday night.
Thursdays?
Yeah. So Thursday night, right over the hill here, the Raging Cajun has an open mic night for bands, and it's basically a tryout to get a gig. So
Nice.
you might want to check
Excellent.
that out.
It's every Thursday night?
Definitely.
I believe it's
No, it's probably happening
Right now?
one
right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't bring my gear.
Well, you can head over the hill and see what's going down and find out. you
Yeah,
know.
that's true.
But,
That could be something to do.
but there's a chance for you to get
Yeah.
a
Well, we
gig
appreciate it.
by
That'd
playing
be
the
fun.
open mic night.
Okay.
And then we got other open mic
We
nights.
got tons of them.
Germania Brewhouse. They
Yeah,
do
well,
theirs.
they're not doing that right.
Oh, they're not doing that. See, I picked the
That's-
one. See, that's why I refer to him, because he knows what's going on.
Okay.
That's another thing. It's like we'll get like a something going on with an open mic or something, and they're like, oh yeah, well, this place closed down because somebody had an outbreak, or they're not
Yeah.
doing it this week because this
Yeah.
band's the guys who are running it or something
Yeah.
are gonna go on. A gig or something, so it's like from week to week can be different. The one that seems to be the most consistent is the one at 7.
We did have one out in Millstad. We had a
gig.
gig out in
Oh
Millstad.
yeah, at what was that?
Ott's.
Ott's. Yeah,
Ott's
Yeah,
Tavern.
Ott's Tavern.
that was kind of a rough show for us.
It was. We had technical difficulties, but aside
They-
from
they
that,
gave us like an extension cord. Like, is this enough? We're like, well, we're running a lot of stuff. And it's
yeah,
like,
out in the middle of this yard.
yeah, because we had to be away from everything.
Yeah, one extension cord. It's
Perfect.
And we were right up next to the
Main
business-
drag.
the main drag
Yeah.
of the town. Guys
So-
rolling on Harleys. We're like, yeah, we're playing songs. So it's like, we can't compete with that Harley.
Like, yeah, this-
You got to understand something about Harley guys. That's how they applaud you. They roll their motorcycles up. So you got to smile when that happens. Like, hey, look,
I think he said, "Shut up!" I was like, "What is he doing?"
throwing an empty beer can at you as they go by.
Where the hell is that?
The Heckler's Grill.
Welcome to my life. Every Tuesday is that for me. No, I don't know.
No, I mean, I liked playing there. The owner's a fun guy. It's
Yeah.
just one of those things where it's like, well, next time we know what to stay away from. And like, hey, can we go up against the building that way the sound can travel this
And
way?
can we have 2 extension cords?
Yeah.
yeah, two, maybe.
Because we were
maybe
having some
two.
power loss going there.
Yeah.
So if there are drummers out there right now, there's one drummer out there right now listening to this. Half the people listening are like, "What's going on? Why do they let them on the radio? This is not radio."
Right.
And then there's one guy out there right now going, "I can play drums. These guys are funny. This is good stuff, man. Like I want to be part of this." How does he get a hold of you? How does that one weirdo get a hold of you?
They can hit us up on the Facebook page.
Facebook page, yeah.
that'd be
That's
fine.
the fastest way
Yeah.
to do it.
POW Jr 72. That's POWJR 72. POWJR 72. I'll say it without banging on the table this time, because hey, I know what I'm doing, right? Now POW Jr 72. You got a Facebook page. People can hit you up on if they want to see where any upcoming possible gigs that you might have. If they want to get a hold of this CD, we've got a CD here.
Yep.
If they want to get a hold of this CD, where is it that they go?
Same place.
Same place.
Yeah,
Facebook.
They can hit me up on Facebook or Messenger.
Yep.
Or they can email me at powjr72 at Yahoo.
There you go.
.com.
POW Jr 72 at Yahoo. Messenger on Facebook, POW Jr 72, and if they just want to see you, they go to YouTube.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
YouTube channel also POW Jr 72. There's sort of a consistency here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of the deal. Yeah.
Yeah.
You really need
It's
to mix
simple.
it up.
It's simple, so
Yeah.
It's too easy. It's too easy to remember. You need to make it different for everyone
Right.
to confuse.
It's hard
people.
enough to get a gig. Now we can't even get people to listen to us.
right? So-
Right. Well,
All right.
everybody that's listened to it so far has really
We've got a
liked-
pretty good reception.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
really
I,
good
I have not listened to it, but I gave you a tough critiquing already. I ripped it to shreds. That's
true. We actually just dried our tears before this interview started,
Yeah.
so we're okay
Yeah,
with
Yeah.
it.
yeah, we're good with that. Yeah. There's some explicit language here and there.
Oh yeah, there's kind
Yeah.
It's sprinkled throughout.
It's sprinkled
So-
throughout this whole interview. I got all kinds of notes. I got thanks to Mike and his filthy mouth. I am going to have to spend hours working on this.
What the beep? Is that better?
All right, edit yourself, please. Censor yourself, sir. So there you go. POW Jr. 72. They got the recording here from Gaslight Studio. We got River, we got Mike, we got Philip, who POW Jr. 72 sort of named after. Well, you got to listen to the first interview to figure out that story.
Right.
They have their new CD out. You can get it by going to Facebook. If you want to be a drummer for these guys, message them on Facebook. They're looking for a new drummer. And if you just want to watch them, go to YouTube. POW Jr. 72. Thanks so much for coming down, guys. It's really nice talking to you again.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Always.
I've got to go home and edit all these curse words out. So
Oh, you got like 6 or 7 of them? How many can we fit in real quick?
he's at 7:27. He said, "Oh my gosh, this is horrible."
So you guys didn't hear the pre-interview, right?
That I'm using for blackmail
Oh, yeah.
because I heard what you said about your family, and you're not going to be happy. So there you go.
Well played, sir.
Absolutely.
Everybody log on to their YouTube channel, POW Jr. 72, to check them out. Check them out on Facebook, POW Jr. 72. Thanks again to River, Mike, and Philip. Thanks to Dennis for sitting so quietly, but answering every question I needed answered.
One question.
I
got more answers.
Please.
Didn't Justin Level tell us the conservatory was doing an open mic on Monday nights?
I believe the conservatory's doing an open mic night. There you
And
go.
then Josh Grassley, he's always doing open mics down at Jacoby Art Center.
He does random open
Right.
mics across the city. Just
Yeah.
sets up tents and does it.
He does.
You play? Get in here.
He's
He
not
totally
kidding.
does, man.
We was just right next door to the conservatory at the Alton Music Exchange.
Yeah.
I hadn't checked out a couple of amps that I had sitting in the basement that don't
Yeah, I didn't know
work.
if that place was open because I knew that they had closed the Bottle and Barrel.
Yeah.
They were going to open it, but I didn't know if it was open
They're
yet.
Yeah.
they're in the same boat as everyone else.
Yeah.
One
Now-
weekend they can do it, and then the next weekend they're like, well, maybe not.
I got some inside info on that. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell this. or
Well,
not,
you better
but
not.
I hear they're trying to get it together to put a very small stage out in that little alley between them and the next one where it could have a small
That'd be cool.
outdoor.
That would be neat.
I actually thought that
That
would be
would
a
be
cool
cool.
idea.
Yeah.
So we played there back in
And
December.
I'm stealing Justin Level's thoughts right now, so forgive me if I spoke too soon, but I believe that is something that might be in the works there.
That would
So
be
there you go.
Yeah,
Get down to the conservatory and check that out.
Right?
Absolutely.
There's
right.
something going on at Jacoby's Art Center. That's a great place to go. They'll set you up with a gig, guaranteed.
Josh Grassley down there, I'm telling you, the guy will just like, hey, tonight I'm going to be outside of, the Post Commons in a
Right.
tent. Show up and play.
Yep.
I mean, he's just, you never know what that guy's going to be.
Yeah.
He's always doing something.
Yep.
So
there you go.
Definitely
there
check
you
that
go.
out.
That is the rundown of the Riverbend open mic nights from Bash. So now you guys, he gave you homework to do.
Yes,
that
he's gonna be on
that
it.
means all of you guys in the band need to get down to Ragin' Cajun. You need to get down to the conservatory. You need to get down to Jacoby's Art Center.
That's just Alton.
And that's just Alton. There's many more going on around here. You can go to cottonmouth.org. And there's a complete list of all that Dennis puts together every week, and you can see where to go. And it's got links to all the places that are hiring bands. So,
that works out.
real easy homework for you guys. I expect you to do this, and I expect you to have a drummer next time you come.
Actually, we
Even
told the
if
drummer,
we-
we're going to do this radio. He goes, I'm scared. And then he quit. I
And he
don't know.
quit.
Like, I'm not worthy. And I was like, it's radio.
Just, I don't see any of you guys writing down what your homework is, but that's okay. That's okay.
Got to hear.
We got homework for the listeners too, right?
Go to Halpin Music Company and hire Matt Van Voorhis as your insurance agent.
He will insure your guitars. He will insure your motorhome, your house, whatever you want. He will not insure you to be a good musician when he insures your guitar. I thought it worked that way. It does not. But there you go. And also, all you listeners, if you're able to safely do it, get out and support local music and art, please.